What do you mean by the term charisma, and how does it affect our public speaking? Yeah, Keith, the word charisma is your personality. Your personality is exactly what I said, that when you stop focusing on what to say, you focus on how to say. When you start thinking of what to say, your eyes are rolling up, you're looking to the sky, you're looking to the left, you're not looking at the person because you're thinking what to say. But when you know what to say and you focus on the person, then you begin to communicate. You begin to be pleasing because the words come from the heart. What do you do when you are speaking and people aren't listening to you? How do you get people? When people are not listening to you, you shut up. I'm sorry, but if people are not listening to you, why do you speak? That's a big mistake many of us are doing. We think, oh, I want to be the center of attraction, and you go blah, 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 blah. Nobody's listening. So you keep quiet. Where, you might have noticed this in school. The teachers probably will remain silent for a couple of seconds, maybe a minute, which is very long. And then suddenly there's pin drop silence in the class because the teacher's silent. Silence speaks louder than words. Does the person's tone affect a conversation? Of course. If I'm going to be talking like this to you all the time, and I'm going to be giving this, I look at my face, I'm so sad, and I'm going to tell you about public speaking. Public speaking is very good. It will affect. The tone has to be friendly. You got to be lovable. That's what I said much earlier. You got to be lovable. You got to be liked. You can't convince and confuse. You got to be likable. And when you are likable and people love you, they are very, very happy to agree to disagree. And then you win friends, and influence people. That's the very thing. To be able to deliver a message in a smooth, how do you speak confidently? Eye contact. I want to mention about eye contact, which I will share with you in my classes. It's not very polite to look into the eye and speak all the time. So it's not about eye contact. It's about looking at the face. If you look into the eyes, you're very intimidating. Look at the face, and people are really happy when you look at. So there is a sweet spot out here when you look at this face, not the nose, at this spot. When you're focusing, you got to focus on the person's face. So it covers this portion and it covers this portion. This is the spot that you got to look at somebody when you are talking to them. So you are not intimidated by the eyes. At the same time, you are not frightened by looking into the other person's eyes. What do you mean by critical thinking? Let me ask you a little more. What does the question mean about critical thinking? Do you have a little bit more? Because I know what I'm thinking about critical thinking. Does anybody else have any thoughts on what this question means about critical thinking? I'm going to tell you my views on it. But if you can just type out a little more about what you meant by critical thinking. For me, thinking is about what you believe in. Okay? Everybody has got certain thoughts and certain beliefs. The more you read, the more your beliefs become stronger, and your beliefs are combined with your value systems of your family and your value systems of your society that you're living with, maybe your teachers, maybe your friends. If you get down a path where your friends are little not so okay, then your thinking will move into another direction. Okay, so keep good company, and when you have good friends, then you begin to think and analyze things in a much more positive manner. You have to also do a lot of reading. The more you read, you got to make your own judgment. Read a lot of stuff. Read the pros and read the cons. Just don't stick to one viewpoint. When you read two different viewpoints, you have a little bit of thinking where you can balance between two different thoughts. I hope I've answered that to a small extent. How do you eliminate pauses between your speech? Example, okay. One of the secrets is speak short sentences. You have, the moment you speak long sentences, that's when the and, but, comes into the picture. You got to speak short sentences, begin and end. And when you want to begin your second sentence, start again. Start a new sentence. You don't need pauses, but, why, and oh. So that's the secret I learned. Short sentences begin and end. All right. If, say, at a random wedding or any such function, you are called all of a sudden to give a toast, please don't do it. Okay? Because a toast is when you are representing the audience on behalf of the couple. You cannot give a toast without knowing anything about the couple. No. There are times where you got to say no. Okay? Even if I was asked to be a toastmaster, I'd say no. How am I going to wish the couple on behalf of the audience without and introduce the couple without knowing anything about the couple? You can't embarrass the couple on their very big day. So you have to talk to them, get a little bit of information. Are you okay if I can say this about you? Are you comfortable with this? And then after preparation, you go up and be a toastmaster. What are the few things you need to involve in your introduction while introducing yourself on stage or everywhere? First, you write down what you like about yourself. Second, you write down what people would like to know about you. Not everything that you like about yourself is what people would like to know about you. Okay? Write a story, who you are. Many of you who joined Mad Hatters know, some of you are here, that you always write a story. The story that you wrote when you were in the 12th and the story that you have today will be very different. You will have a story. So write a story. And once you write a story, obviously, that is something that you can use to make your introductory speech, which I will teach you how to make your introductory speech. Managing timings between delivery and ideas and creating them. Don't get into the stress of thinking of ideas and talking at the same time. No, that's a very bad thing. Create the ideas, formulate your thoughts around the ideas, prepare it, and then deliver it. You can't think of what you're going to cook and cook on the spot. You'll make a big khichdi. Preparation is very important. Preparation. The best of speakers prepare. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much for joining me.